Tonight on Property Banter, if underquoting is so bad, then why does it feel so good? I survived my first ever RMA Awards night, just don't ask me about the glitter, and we have a look at the hottest celebrity crib on the market. Let's do it. Hello, I'm Tom Baring and welcome to Property Banter. I'm here with Mark Armstrong, CEO and founder of Rate My Agent, and Russell Cambridge, the director of Biggin & Scott Richmond. We're here in the Rate My Agent offices, which with a pool table, ping pong table and a bar is a pretty cool place to be. And this is our first show number uno. So I think we should all get to know a little bit about one another. Want to kick us off? How long have we been in the industry? What do we do outside of this?
I'm the CEO and co-founder of Rate My Agent. I've been in the industry, in the real estate industry, for around about 15 or 20 years. I'm actually a licensed real estate agent and a qualified accountant. So my sister puts those two things together and calls me a boring bastard, which is a bit rude, but and not accurate.
Well, which is a boring bit?
What do you do, Russell?
I'm a real estate agent, 30 odd years in the industry, 25 years here at Richmond, and yeah, love it. Best job in the world. We've got a fairly big business around here. Manage 2,500 properties, sell a property a day roughly, and yeah, having a great time.
He's been a bit humble. He dominates at Biggin & Scott Richmond.
Thank you very much, Mark. But yeah.
And about yourself, Tommy?
About
What
myself?
do you do?
No, publican. That's what I do. Just a humble beer merchant, you know, for the poor bastards that need it. Now, family men are we? We all family men? I am.
Happily married once and...
On a time.
Was happy once and now married for 17 years. And got 4 lovely children ranging from sort of 15 down to 7.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah, 4 children as well, 3 girls, 1 boy, 4 up to 18. Learning to drive at the moment, that's very scary. Yeah, I live in Hawthorn. Yourself, Mark?
Yeah, I'm a north of the Yarra person. I live in Northcote, in the inner suburbs there of Melbourne, so very happy.
Short for Northcote, it should be...
Yeah, well, I shave every once in a while. And Tommy, whereabouts do you live?
I'm in Campbell at the moment, renting there, so that's good. And then I was Fairfield before that, Box Hill before that. I was in Montella North for a little bit, Northcote for a little bit, Richmond for a while, but it was good.
Caravan by chance?
No, not yet, but the way it's all progressing, it seems it could end up there any day now. Gentlemen, first segment tonight, the RMA, the Rate My Agent Awards night. I went down there, the biggest night of the year for Mark, and you know, it was a lot of fun. I got dressed up, I drank too much, and I got shunned, and so I kind of missed what it's all about and all the inside jokes. So, Mark, why don't you fill us in on what all happened?
Wow, yeah, the Rate My Agent Awards, that's the, I think it's the biggest night of the year. It's bigger than the Oscars, it's definitely bigger than the Logies. It's a...
Yes, exactly right. And the bullshit alarm.
You're calling bullshit, not the biggest night of the year.
No, biggest night of the year for you.
well, maybe true. It was a big night, and just a bit of context about the RMA Awards. The RMA Awards are the only awards in Australia that are based predominantly on feedback coming from people that sold their property the previous year in 2017. So this is not a plug for Rate My Agent, but I'll plug it anyway.
Well, this entire next segment is a plug for Rate My Agent, but it was a very fun night. So what are we going to do? Are we going to have a look at it?
Let's have a look.
It's the RMAOpen. We're going to be rubbing shoulders with the best, brightest, feared and revered real estate agents across Australia. In reality, it's a giant pissing contest, and we're going to go have a look. So, come on, no time to dilly-dally. Let's go. Chop, chop.
And the winner is Anna Cavill.
Now, I want to get into real estate. That's what I've decided. What is the #1 piece of advice you can give to me?
Get a really good mentor.
I reckon you probably need to cut your hair.
I'd like, a suit. I suppose if a doctor didn't have a suit on, I wouldn't mind. In fact, my doctor never wears a suit. Am I being too conservative?
Are you sure it's a doctor?
Oh, it's a massage place.
And, tonight is about getting some of the best real estate agents in the country together and hopefully win an award.
Thank you.
5 points I need to go to get my career going.
You're going to have to drop a few kilos. That's the first thing.
All right, thank you.
Without question.
You gotta love people.
You're going to have to get a better dress sense. That's for sure.
Thank you so much.
So love people or pretend to. Fantastic.
Get yourself a black shirt, mate.
Bespoke suits, maybe, might help.
The best industry on the planet. But other than that, you're effectively me.
It's good to know.
Yeah.
What do you drive now?
A push bike.
Or maybe a tandem bike.
Oh, that's good.
And the winner for Agent of the Year, Tim Heaviside.
Well, that's it. That wraps up the RMA Awards. The winners are grinning and the losers swimming in an empty bar. Now, what I learned tonight about being a real estate agent is going to have charisma, going to have class, confidence. You're going to have a sharp haircut and a sharp car. Well, that's it. We're done.
Well done.
A publican and a real estate agent, they've got a lot in common. They're great talkers. They love a beer, I'm sure.
Yes.
What do you think, Russ?
Well, hey, your evening was fantastic, except for one thing. Still waiting for my award. Got one for the office. What about me? Hello.
Yeah, we only give out awards to winners. If you're good enough to win an award, we give you an award.
Just be happy you were nominated.
Thank you, and I'll get my mum working
Your
twice.
office won the award. Your
Correct.
office won the Agency of the Year in Richmond.
Correct.
So
But you obviously didn't get my mum's emails.
we didn't get your mum's email.
Leave your mother out of
We didn't
this.
know it was disgusting, so we deleted them all.
Take after your mother. It's the one word in real estate that is whispered in hushed tones across the nation. Underquoting. Some people love it, make a lot of money off it, and other people get screwed over by it and lose a lot of money on it. Russell, Mark, where do we sit on it?
There's a bit of conjecture as to what underquoting actually means. It means when you tell a purchaser a different price to what you tell a vendor, and now it's legislation that both must be told the same figure. It can obviously be exploited. In my opinion, it is exploited, but in my neighbourhood where we sell property, I think it's unnecessary.
But how can you know the figure before you sell it?
Well, we as professionals know roughly where it's going to land, so what I tell a vendor he should expect or she should expect, I've got to tell the purchaser the same figure, and that's documented on our authority.
From my point of view, I think one of the reasons that it happens is because underquoting actually works. The problem is that if a real estate agent takes a property to auction and they quote the property too high and they pitch it, we call it pitching it too high to the market, then the market naturally adds on 10% to where the agent quotes. And if it's pitched too high, no one turns up to the auction.
Well, maybe the argument is, Mark, that the range that we have to give, which is a 10% range either side of a middle range, is not wide enough, because that's only a 5% variance either side of the middle. So maybe they should widen it, and that's something I've always thought.
Sorry, but who's it hurting? I'll just presume that the agent should be looking after the seller. That's their job. But how does it?
Tommy,
who does it hurt?
You're spot on. The spot on. The agent is there to look after the seller. An auction is designed to determine the market value of a property. So suggesting that the property is going to sell within this range forgets the whole idea that the value of the property is determined by market forces.
Yeah, but
Has that just always been the way it's worked?
no, it was exploited by agents, so we're going way too far under what the expectation of the price was going to be. Telling the vendor that they're going to get this much, telling the buyer it's going to be there, and getting so much interest. You know what? We're in Richmond. It's a hot market. It's a strong market. Everything sells. It's not overly necessary.
There's a really simple solution to underquoting, and that is if you have a public auction, the result must be public and disclosed within 24 hours. If you're concerned about privacy, if you don't want people to know the value of your property, well, you've got the option to use a private sale. So it's really simple. If you disclose all auction results, buyers will be more informed, they'll be able to make a better informed decision, and they won't rely on the agent's quote.
Well, don't forget, it's not a precise science either. You know, what this property's worth to one person, a neighbour may be willing to pay a lot more because they can whack a tennis court on it or something, or a swimming pool, and extend their own property.
So how is it policed then? How can someone go, well, this is outside of what it should be because mum and dad chipped in or because the neighbour wanted it more?
Look, it's police as simple as they do spot audit checks, and they come in, check our authorities, they check our advertising and make sure that what's on our authority is on our marketing and is what's being told to the public. There's also a new document that's required in all advertising called Statement of Information. That price range is on all those documents. However, it's still up for, what's the word I'm looking for?
Interpretation.
No. What's the word I'm looking for?
Review.
No, when people fucking abuse. It's still up for abuse. So guess what? Don't do it.
Yeah, good point.
When celebrities want to stash their cash and show off their flash, they head straight for the property market. Every week, Russell is going to show us a celebrity house that's on the market, and we're going to try to figure out who it is. Shall we do it, gentlemen?
Okie dokie. Subject house, built in 1992, sold, the current owner, the owner actually bought it for 7.2 odd million. He's made about 3 million.
So it's a he.
It's a he. There's the first clue.
I thought it was definitely a
Have a
Rose
look at these
Porteous.
pictures. Now, this Spanish mission style home boasts chef's kitchen, large walk-in pantry, even a mini food elevator.
What's a food elevator?
It takes the food up to the other stories, obviously. To the if you want to eat in your bedroom.
What is that? Is it
American flag.
It's not an Australian piece of real estate, obviously.
No, it's think overseas. Think overseas.
So it's in the US.
Think film industry. And having a look at the opulence, you would have thought that maybe greed was good.
It wasn't Harvey.
No.
Is that Forrest Gump?
It's interesting. You know,
It is Gump.
That is Forrest
That's
Gump.
Gumpy down there.
Yeah, no, it's not Forrest Gump.
It is. Well, it is Forrest Gump down on the telly.
Working out, so obviously still young
Imagine the
enough.
parties they've had in
Forrest
this
Gump
house.
is on that telly as well.
And the substances that may have been abused in this house.
Jack Nicholson.
It's not yours, is it?
Tommy doesn't abuse them.
We're not They abuse me.
Oh, hello. Imagine the 3 wives that he may have
Russell.
indulged in here, and his current one.
Sorry.
His goddess, the porn star.
The idea, as I understand it, was that you were meant to provide clues.
Have I not given you clues?
He just said porn star wife. That's a very big clue.
Is that what you said?
Porn star wife. Do you listen to...
Porn star wife, who's a god, he calls the goddess.
So basically, the clues are that he's an American, in Hollywood, he's a drug fiend, married to a porn star.
Last clue.
Last clue.
The house apparently has 2.5 mezzanines.
Oh, I know who it is. Charlie Sheen.
Is it? It is Carlos Estevez. AKA
Emilio Estevez.
brother Charlie Sheen.
That's who I said.
Correct.
Is that Charlie Sheen's house?
That's Charlie Sheen's house.
If you were a fly on the wall in that house.
God, you'd probably be up his nose.
Now here at the Rate My Agent offices, we hear a lot of gossip. Some gossip that can even make me blush, which as a redhead isn't a very good look. But we don't call it gossip because gossip's just for women and we're men. So we're gonna go have bar talk by the bar. So let's go to the bar, fellas, and talk about it. Let's go. Let's go, boy stuff. Well, real estate's full of some pretty crazy, colourful characters, and this is where we need your stories to try to help us out, fill in the gaps. You must hear it all the time.
You've seen a lot of stuff. You've been in real estate a bit longer than
you've
me.
just reminded me of a story, such as the time on not Mount Dandenong Road, on Dandenong Road. There was an auction.
What's up, man?
Oh, I think it was Windsor or Prant or somewhere like that. And, in the good old days when the birds and the trees
We're throwing in bids. Everyone was throwing in bids.
and we sort of took them, So Al Gubbin's the auctioneer, and he's taking these bids, and it's a nice little crowd of people, and it was a bit of a tough market in those days, and the bids were coming in, and he's, taking the bids, and he thought, well, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's a bit time to go and check out what the vendor's thinking about, where we're at. So off he goes, and he comes back out, and he sees all of them on the bus, the whole crowd, and he thought, I missed part of the story, didn't I?
It's not going well at all.
Take 2.
The bids were coming in, and the auctioneer says, well, anyhow, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just going to seek my owner's instructions, and off he goes, and he comes out. Give us 5 seconds, we're going to work out some stories. An auctioneer who works for us did an auction on Dandenong Road in Windsor,
Yeah.
right? And he's rocked up, he's got a group of people he wasn't expecting, he's gone, hallelujah, let's do the auction. So off he goes, starts the auction, and all of a sudden the number 27 bus pulls up. They all got on it and left him stranded.
Now this first time he told it makes sense. Because I didn't realise that there was a bus stop outside the house.
So these are the sort of stories.
Funny stories.
Go down. Exactly right, and we need you to help us out with it. And so any other funny stories you're going to have, please send them through. Feedback@propertybanter.com.au. Keep them coming. That's the first episode of Property Banter. No one lost an eye, did they? How did we go?
Nailed it. Well done, boys.
Yeah, I think we did a great job, and we'll be back next week.
This has been Property Banter. I'm Tom Baring. See you next time.